What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? How are you guys doing? Before the whole quarantine thing, we were reviewing and giving away a ton of goggles on this channel, and I wanted to wrap up that series of videos with the Speedo Vanquisher 2.0. And in some ways, I've saved the best for last. So in this video, we're gonna go over the general visibility when wearing these goggles, the fit of the goggles, and I'll talk about any leaks that I've had and give you my overall thoughts on these goggles. And then we'll go over how you can actually win these goggles for yourself. Quick disclaimer here, Speedo did not send me these goggles. I did buy these goggles with my own money. Speedo is not compensating me for this review, and they don't get to see or review any of the footage before you guys get to see it and I post it on YouTube. Okay, the Speedo Vanquisher weighs in at about 1.22 ounces, which is right in line with a lot of the goggles that I've been testing. If anything, it's on the light side of things. And it's 28 millimeters in visible height and 37 millimeters in visible width. The depth of the goggles is about 11 millimeters, which I think is kind of a sweet spot. And this goggle comes with 4 nose bridge options, so you can kind of adjust it if you need to. These goggles cost $28 on Speedo's site, but I'm finding them on Amazon for a lot cheaper than that. And I'll link to a whole bunch of different options as I always do. And if those links are from Amazon and they're affiliate links, I do appreciate you guys supporting the channels. And these goggles come in a women's and a men's specific version. And they each have mirrored options for $22 and non-mirrored options for $19. And they also offer this goggle in some prescription options, which is really fantastic for those that need it. And they don't seem to gouge people for those corrective lenses. They seem to be reasonably priced in that regards. And they do have expensive goggles. They make that fast skin goggle, one of their racing goggles, and I think it's $85. Obviously I didn't test it for this series, but they do make pricier goggles. Visibility for this goggle was excellent. The last time I got to use these, I actually was swimming a very short workout because I was with my kids, and I didn't have any problems keeping my eye on them in the water while I was trying to do my perfect flip turn or whatever. Triathletes don't do flip turns. But this style of goggle uses what they call an inner eye fit, meaning that the gasket rests in the eye socket below the bony brow of your eye. And that's the style that most competitive swimmers tend to wear, as opposed to like those outer eye styles or even masks. And inner eye fit goggles tend to provide a lower profile, and they tend to be a little bit more streamlined in the water. And they don't have quite the visibility as some of the larger goggles or masks, but overall, I think they're more than adequate for everyday training or racing or even open water swimming. And I don't have any issues with swimmers using masks. I think it makes a lot of sense for triathletes and open water swimmers to consider them, but I do tend to find that the inner eye style of goggles tend to provide me with a better fit and a few less leaks. And the Speedo Vanquisher 2.0s were excellent in that regard. I had 0 issues with the fit on these goggles, and I didn't notice any leaks. So are the Speedo Vanquishers the best all-around goggle for swimming? After testing about a dozen goggles or so for all of these reviews, I'd say it's a very good option. There are goggles that are even cheaper than these that are excellent, like the sporty goggles that are $7, and there are $40 to $50 goggles that maybe provide a better fit overall, but the Vanquishers seem to hit that happy medium, having a good fit and an affordable price. In fact, I think it's one of the cheapest goggles that I've tested so far in this series. So it's not a huge deal if you test something like this yourself and you don't end up liking them. You're not out this huge sum of money. And if you do end up liking them, you can grab a couple of extra pairs. And I would definitely suggest mirrored ones just so you have some in sunny conditions and a more clear pair for darker conditions. And this goggle is extremely popular, so you might just be able to borrow a pair and see if you like them. And if it wasn't for the custom fitting Magic 5 goggles that are significantly more expensive, I think that these would probably be my favorite goggles of all the ones that I've tested. That Magic 5 goggle is just a little bit nicer as far as fit and feel goes. So if you want to take a crack at winning these goggles, all you need to do is make sure you subscribe to this particular channel and comment below with whether or not you were able to remember to swim after all of this time off due to the quarantine. And I'll try to post a link to the entire playlist of goggles that I've reviewed so that you can kind of flip through all of those videos and see if there's something in there that you might be interested in. All right, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys on the next one.